who should be some of the villains and heroes that show up on Supergirl Season 3. Plus, this guy joins me. We're going to talk about all that and more on DCTV Recap. Hi, I'm Jason Inman. Welcome to DCTV Recap. Ashley couldn't be here because she's on the other side of the world, but I got this guy right here.
Heyo.
Sam Bashor from Only Stupid Answers and all kinds of good stuff on the internet, especially a video that's all about Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that just came out.
there.
Yeah, at the very beginning. So DCTV Recap, of course, as you know, all the CW DC shows are off the air right now, but we're going to use this to talk about subjects that we want to talk about, stuff like this. No recaps. I don't know why I left recap in the title.
We could recap anything. We could just pretend.
We could recap the recap.
Yeah.
There you go. So the subject I wanted to talk about today, Sam, was Supergirl Season 3. I thought Supergirl Season 2 was quite an improvement over Season 1. Did you agree?
Oh, yes. Season 1 for me is almost, this might be divisive, almost unwatchable. Because besides like a few, okay, really cool introduction for White Martians.
Yeah.
Really cool Red Kryptonite episode. That's it. That's it for me. I didn't like the finale. I didn't like any of it. Season 2, right off the bat, was a million times better.
Yeah. No, I had some problems with Mon-El. I got really tired of Mon-El. But I would say overall, yeah, this was a huge step forward for the show. We already found out that Supergirl Season 3 is going to have the villain Rain, who is like a sister of Doomsday, sort of. Like they call her a world breaker. She's a New 52 character. So that's going to be the main overarching villain of Season 3. But I thought it'd be fun to talk about who's some like heroes and villains that we think could show up on Supergirl Season 3. Let's start off. Let's get this guy out of here right now. Let's talk about him right off the bat. Lex Luthor.
Bam.
The guy that's been mentioned quite a bit. We have Lena in the show. Let me ask you, do you want to see Lex Luthor in Season 3 of Supergirl?
Who doesn't? I think if you want to, you could maybe have him as like someone working from behind the scenes and like not doing too much. I think the coolest way you could kind of intro him is if Lena needed someone to go talk to or was like in a jam in some way that like she can.
Because he's in prison, right?
He's in prison.
Yeah, they mentioned him. Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool to have like like she sits down at like the pane of glass with the phone and like you see the back of his bald head.
You wouldn't cast. You wouldn't show his face.
No, you'd show it, but like that's how you do like an episode like tease of like next season, or you could do like a mid-season like reveal like that where it's like, ooh, come back.
I actually, to be honest with you, I thought the way they were going, I honestly thought we were going to get Lex in this season finale. I really did.
It'd be crazy.
I know a lot of people, they just cast Billy Zane on Legends Season 3, and a lot of people were like, why wasn't Billy Zane Lex Luthor? It's a pretty good choice. I don't know who I would...
Barnum? Like, for real?
I don't know. I think they were like so obsessed with getting the Titanic reunion of Victor Garber and Billy Zane that they were like, screw it. I don't know who I would cast as TV Lex Luthor, but I will say this. I agree with you. I hope Lex escapes from prison this season. I hope that's part of the plot line. Like maybe Rain crashes into the prison, Lex Luthor gets out, and then maybe he's our Season 4 villain.
Ooh, I wouldn't mind that. And if he's like kind of like, I also think it'd be cool if he kind of had something to do with Cadmus a little bit. Like if we could get.
Oh, he runs Cadmus. Come on.
Yeah, like
if mom is part of Cadmus, Lex runs Cadmus.
Oh, for sure.
Or has some big part of it. Or Cadmus was his name.
I would like to see him kind of dabble with that a little bit. Get into some Cadmus that we liked from like the comic books with some genetic stuff.
All right, so we put Lex Luthor to bed. Sam, is there a Superman villain or even a DC villain that you think would be a fun like one episode villain for Supergirl or for show up next season?
We touched on Bizarro or Bizarra, whatever they chose to call her, which was a very confusing thing they did in Season 1 where like the actresses would change.
Oh, Bizarro Girl?
Yeah, it was very strange. I wouldn't mind seeing her, but also kind of tying into what heroes I want to see. I want to see composite Superman. I know it's one of the weirdest, and it's one of the weirdest characters, but I wouldn't mind seeing the visual of like a half Batman, half Superman or Supergirl character showing up. But if we couldn't get that, if we're getting Rain from Krypton, and not Abomination, who's currently in the Superman story, robot that has the souls of all Krypton inside.
Metallo?
Not Metallo.
Eradicator?
Eradicator.
Yes,
Eradicator. Yeah, a version of Eradicator could be really fun for the show. Yeah, that way you can dabble more with the Phantom Zone. And we could get at least 1 or 2 episodes of someone in the Phantom Zone. I know Smallville liked to go to that random desert shot.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot. But I wouldn't mind if Supergirl just like popped over there for a second. She did it in the finale. They're like, we're going to use it as a teleporter. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it was a portal to the Phantom Zone, but not quite.
Nah, they just kind of retrofitted it. Yeah.
I think it's a very interesting idea that you want to see the composite Superman. So yeah, would it have it would have to be half Supergirl, half Superman, right? Because we haven't seen Batman on this show. And let me ask your opinion on this. I don't think we'll ever see Batman in the CW universe.
I don't think we'll see Batman, but we've gotten plenty of nods, and I know there were a lot of rumors last season about a possible Batgirl or Batwoman showing up.
Yes.
So you could get a composite of like Kate Kane and Kara Danvers, or
I do think it's funnier if it's Superman.
Yeah, you're like, this is so strange.
Composite
it's so thick,
Superman.
much thicker on one side.
Oh my god. A villain that I would love to see show up is the Prankster. Now, the Prankster is a classic Superman villain. He usually wears a green suit, and he does stuff like, he has giant popcorn kernels fill up the streets of Metropolis. I think that would be a funny episode for Supergirl, and also I think you could really lean into the social media, Snapchat, YouTube aspects of the Prankster. So, like, he does these pranks for, like, whatever the YouTube of National City is. Please tell us in the comments what you think that name is.
Because they can't get that money. They can't get YouTube in there.
Well, they always make the design the same.
Yeah.
But it has the same logo. It's just different. But yeah, I think it would be interesting if he was like a viral star, and it was about he was about making the viral videos about Supergirl.
That'd be really cool.
You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm just giving this idea away for free. A hero, if we can bring a hero onto that show, the hero I want to bring on the show is, do you know the character Bibbo Babowski?
Yeah, oh, he runs the bar, right?
Yeah, he runs the Ace of Clubs. I would put the Ace of Clubs in National City, and he's Supergirl's biggest fan.
That'd be so cool.
Because he's always like, Superman, you're my biggest buddy, like stuff like that. He was in Injustice too. I laughed so hard when they crashed into the Ace of Clubs.
They did, and he's in Young Justice for a second.
He is
just for a second.
So he is like this character that I would love just to see one episode, and make the whole episode about like some supervillain has screwed him over, and now he's trying to help out Supergirl, something like that.
That could be really cool. I would like a smaller time character like that. Also, we don't know, like, we've never seen the Kents, right? We've never seen any Kents. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I got the idea. I know what I want. I remember we got a Crypto in Smallville. It was like that blonde lab, and
they called it Shelby.
Yeah, they changed it. They're like, no, we can't afford to make the dog super the whole time, so it's just gonna be a normal dog. I wouldn't mind if we got Streaky.
Streaky the Super Cat?
Yeah.
I've actually been joking around for that for quite a while. The problem with that, I wonder, is you obviously can't make that cat Kryptonian, right? It would be a little ridiculous. So if you make it to where the cat is, I want to say experimented on, then it really becomes like Grant Morrison's We 3. And if you know about We 3, it's a great comic book, but like really not age appropriate for CW Supergirl.
No, it's not. That'd be if you did like a twist like that, or if you got like Calyx like that to blow him up because he probably cost too much money to make.
He's called Keelix in my head. I don't
Keelix?
care. Screw you, Calyx, Supergirl CW. Supergirl CW likes to change the names just because they changed Mixel Spitlick, which is actually how you say it, but in their universe they called it Mixie Spitlick. You know.
Mixie.
Yeah, which is weird. I don't agree with that.
I can only say Mixie because I can't keep up with the names. Because you taught me, and then I met somebody else, and they're like, no. Shh, this is the way you're supposed to say it. I'm like, I'm just going to say Mixie. It's the easiest for me. But it would be kind of cool if you made, like an experimented on animal, or Streaky is like a cyborg of some kind, like a Kryptonian piece of like tech that just can shapeshift, and it's like,
and it's a cat.
Yeah, they're like, you need to like blend into our apartment. Yeah,
I could be down for that. So Streaky's a robot cat.
Yeah, yes.
I'm down for that.
Laser vision, and everything.
And then the next season, the Robotech becomes Comet the Super Horse.
There you go.
And we just keep we can get Kanga, the kangaroo from Wonder Woman, is in it.
Wait, which one's the chimp? The chimp. You remember the super chimp?
Is it Beppo?
Beppo, yeah, Beppo. Yeah. It's like it doesn't really fly off the tongue. Animals. I wouldn't mind some animals in Supergirl.
Nice.
For heroes, though, I don't know. I think I really need to see some better street level heroes.
Yeah,
like,
not unlike Guardian.
Yeah, that last episode he got made him better.
I kind of hope that the end of season 2 kind of showed Jimmy that he doesn't need to be Guardian anymore. That's what I hope the lesson he learned. Mm-hmm. I don't like him as Guardian. We need somebody to not be a superhero on these shows, right? Everybody doesn't have to be superheroes. Right?
Why didn't they improve Mon-El's costume? That's what I'm always wondering. They gave. I
think we'll get there next season.
They give Jimmy like an awesome shield that can
he
pop
just has
out,
like a black pantsuit.
and then orange protective eyewear, and that's it.
Yeah. All right, so last week, everybody out there, I asked you to put a comment down that I was like, I'm going to read one comment, the best comment, looking for a very interesting comment, and the winner was going to get this Martian Manhunter trade paperback. Of course, you have to be in the U.S. I'm going to pick 2 comments, hoping that one of them is in the U.S. But the winner, I actually think, is Justin is a Square, who asked Sam, okay, this is very appropriate for you as well. Mm-hmm. So since we never got to see Joe West honored, as told in the future forecast that Barry saw in the future on TV, it says Joe West honored. It's Jason and Ashley and Sam. Hey. Pitch your own episode of The Flash where we get to see Joe get his well-deserved recognition. All right, so we can't pitch a whole entire episode. That's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
But Sam, what do you think Joe? What would he get recognized? Let's bandy that around.
Yeah.
Like this is the one. And Justin is a Square. If you are in the USA, send me a message on YouTube. You're gonna get this Martian Manhunter.
By the way, one of my favorite books. That's when I was getting into comics. This just came out, and I plowed through that.
Really good.
And oh man, I miss Martian Manhunter in comics right now. Anyways,
what do you think, Joe West? What does he get an award for?
He's got to take down some really big crime, like a big crime syndicate or like a network or something. It needs to be like
part of the Rogues, maybe, or maybe a section of Hive.
Ooh, I wouldn't mind, because
Hive does exist in this universe, even though it was part of the Damien Dark. You could spin it off.
Ooh, they always like to touch upon the Royal Flush Gang. They will always bring the Royal Flush Gang.
I like
back.
that idea,
and it's always been toned down. It's like, look at these motorcycles, or it's like, look at these. It's like, it's never like, no, the Royal Flush Gang.
Yep.
Build it up a little.
Joe
bit.
beats them all, and he goes, "Now that's what I call a full house." I don't know. Does that work? I don't know.
And then he says it again when he gets his award, and we're like, we heard you the first time. we got it the first time.
I'm sorry. It's too shiny.
Yeah. No, he should get. I feel like I want to see him be more of a detective. We've seen Barry.
I would like a Joe West eccentric episode.
Yeah, right? Okay, that would. Usually, a lot of my favorite episodes are when they can like spend more time with one character. I don't think The Flash has ever really spent time trying to discover somebody.
Most of these shows, they do tend to be group shows.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Like Arrow, sometimes you get like a Diggle-centric episode.
Yeah.
I think the best was Supergirl with Jimmy, actually. Like, Supergirl really didn't do anything.
With the Children of the Eyes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I wouldn't mind that for Joe.
It's a good call. I like that. All right, so here is the runner-up comment. Damage89 said, here's a question for both of you, Ashley and Jason and Sam. Do you think the CW or some other network could do a Dial H for Hero series? Sam, do you know what Dial H for Hero is?
No.
Okay, so it used to be, it was more of a thing back in the day, of course in the 70s, when there was telephone booths back there, and there's the idea that there was a certain telephone booth that you'd go in, you dial Hero, and you got superpowers. Oh. Now, they updated it for the New 52. There's a really great hardback collection cover that collects the entire series. It's 13 issues. It's really good. But it's about how the device becomes mobile.
Oh,
and
cool.
it sort of is a version of Text H for Hero. And so every time you activate this device, you get a brand new superpower. You don't know what it is.
And do more than one people have this? It's only
just one dude.
Just one
but other people can dial the phone and get superpowers as well.
Yeah.
So the device can give powers to anybody.
That's so cool.
But you never know like what superpower you're going to get. Do you think a series like that could work? Like randomized superhero?
I think they could be a really cool one episode in something. Like you could like as if it were like a crime spree of like people like stealing it from one another. Kind of like in Harry Potter, where like the elder one, like you kill them and you get it, and like people are like becoming violent over this superpower.
What about this? What if we set it up in the Flash? What if Cisco invents a device that can give a fraction of the Flash's powers to somebody in a pinch? Like, say there's something like, so like you activate this device and you get 10% speed. Like, you're not gonna run at the speed of light, but you're gonna, if you started running, you could run at like 100 miles per hour, which would, get you out of most pinches, like 100 miles per hour. And then somehow something happens to it, and it's able to access any metahuman that's anywhere near you.
That's really cool.
So if you activate it, Captain Cold's there, even though it's a gun, you get ice powers.
That's cool.
You know, something like that.
What if it was, like, just to alter a little bit, like, on a lot of the Team Flash's phones, they have, like, a special button that, like, calls Barry.
Yes.
To, like, come in there in an
Emergency, yeah.
So what if he had the idea that everyone around me is so vulnerable all the time? What if it gave them just a fraction of the speed just to get out of there or get to me, like, in enough time so that I can come back and take care of it? And then they lose their phone, and somebody else, like either the crook who was like there.
I think we set this up pretty well.
Pretty cool.
All right, so Justin is a square. If you are in the USA, please give me a message on YouTube. I'm sending this Martian Manhunter. It's Sam Bashor approved. Sam, where can they find you on the internet if they want to find more stuff from you?
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube at Sam Bashor, SAMBASHOR, but also OnlyStupidAnswers.com, where DJ, my buddy, and Jason sometimes we talk about movies, TV shows, comics in podcast form, and there's a bunch of other info there for fun events and other places you can find us.
That's right. And don't forget to click subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you want us to talk about next week. And if you feel like it, go help over at the patreon.com/Jawiin. I'll see you next week for another DCTV recap. Sam probably won't be here for that.
Aw, but thanks for having me.